You're such an asshole.
How you kids doing? I have a real short, sweet, but intelligent, or interesting question here. Aaron, views on anime as a form of entertainment and art form. I know Cowboy Bebop is your favorite series, and I would like you to elaborate your views on the genre as a whole. Personally, I find it intellectually stimulating and original. I find it more intellectually stimulating and original than any Hollywood-produced schlock regards. I actually I disagree with you. But there's a difference between a form of entertainment and an art form. Now, I'm old. The old Capmeister is old. And if I recall correctly, it was Rocket Boy or Space Boy was the first Japanese anime. I think it was black and white. And you go back. This predates you millennials, you Gen Zers. You don't even know this stuff. But there was like Transor Z. There was Battle of the Planets, Galaxy Express 999. There's a lot of stuff that came from the 70s. And I remember as being a little kid, we always had Bugs Bunny and, whatever else they had, He-Man. But then all of a sudden, it was Voltron and Robotech that made it onto the U.S. shores. And you got to understand, this is when it was like VHS. It was not like, oh, press a button and it loads up on your computer. I mean, this is pre-internet, pre-digital. And so it was very rare. And there was no DVR. So you either caught Robotech or you caught Voltron. I remember Battle of the Planets was like 3 or 4. I was like really scared. I'm like, oh my God, because you're a little kid. Or you didn't. And we didn't have VHS. We weren't able to record it. So it's like you either caught it or you didn't. But it was so rare and so different that, especially in the mind of a little kid, it was incredibly valuable. Because you're just like, whoa, what was that? That didn't look like Daffy Duck hitting somebody over the head with a cartoonishly big club. That looked real. People were dying. That was cool. That was a spaceship. The Japanese, very advanced on maybe not literally, but in their world it was more tech-oriented, future-oriented. A robot composed of lions, and it shoots all this crazy shit out and it fights other, like, well, what? It's a little kid's dream come true. But again, so rare, so fleeting, a lot of these things would be canceled because they didn't have toys attached to them. That's why Voltron did well and Robotech didn't. So you were immediately engrossed as a little kid into anime, especially if you're a Gen Xer. So you thought it was rare. And in the United States, across the Pacific shores, it was. But what ended up happening is, as pre-digital technology, pre-internet, okay, yeah, you could go to the comic book store and you could get a full series of Ranma 1/2. Some of the more popular ones that were over in Japan made it to the United States shore in adequate supply, that it was no longer this rare thing. Or Beckloff was talking about how somebody in Japan would record VHS and send it over to the United States because there was no company doing it. So what ended up happening is more and more the supply increased. You started getting a taste for it. This is when I went into college in the 90s. I still had this impression like, wow, Japanese anime is the best. It's superior. People because I was so heavily influenced as a child by Voltron, Robotech, Battle of the Planets, and it was rare. Now fast forward, you're in college. I didn't have time to watch TV. I didn't have time to watch anime. Some anime was getting in there. And you started seeing it more and more in the stores, like Suncoast Video, if any of you guys are old enough to remember that. Also, there was an anime section. And you look at it, I don't have time. Didn't have the money. But you're like, oh, dang, I wish I could. And when I'm older and I have the time, I'm going to watch all this. Well, now let's go into the digital world, where you could download shit, stream it. It doesn't have to be shipped across a slow boat from Japan. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg. You can watch anything you want. And all of a sudden, you start watching it like, oh, it's anime. I remember I was in like my early to mid-20s. A buddy of mine started saying, and we started watching Cowboy Bebop. I was like, this is fucking great. This is amazing. So I assumed that all anime was that high level of quality. And then I said, well, what else? They say, well, Sinkuro Watanabe, the director of Cowboy Bebop. I think I pronounced it correctly. He also did Samurai Champloo. I immediately bought that. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. The DVDs, it's good. It's good. Not as good as Cowboy Bebop. What else? And the guy says, recommend Trigun. I'm like, okay, Trigun. Starts good. Then gets really fucking sappy and bad. Ranma 1/2. I understand why it's very popular in Japan. It's cute. It's wholesome. The guy turns into a bear. That's a nice one you can watch. But then you go to the video rental store, Blockbuster Video, Hollywood Video, and you don't know what you're like. Oh, this looks interesting. This has got a robot in it. It's shit. It is shit. And then, now that you can stream and you can find it on the internet, it opened up the floodgates of Japanese animation to the world. And what you didn't realize is they produced this shit in unfathomable amounts of volume and numbers. And it really is Japanese anime quantity over quality. And you find out that for every Cowboy Bebop, there's literally 100 shitty-ass animes that make no fucking sense. This is my biggest complaint about Japanese anime. And maybe it's because I'm an American. I'm used to like opening plot, opening scene, a little bit of character development. Oh shit, here's the bad guy or the problem. Challenge, suffering, overcoming, good guys win, problem solved. Japanese anime lacks so much consistency, and this isn't because I was brought up in America, but 1 second the guy is got a sword and he's charging, the next second through some weird fucked up Eastern culture thing, he's a turtle shooting out a laser beam out of his ass. And then the chick does something, she goes into some ethereal, there's no consistency. None. It's like, well, wait, how did that happen? Why is it? Stop fucking. And then soon it's just like, well, I guess this world, this anime, this particular cartoon is completely untethered from anything in the laws of physics. And not that I'm some kind of film major, but there's the suspension of disbelief. You get one variable of the suspension of disbelief, and that is usually, has to be, what the movie is about. For example, Superman. Okay, I gotta believe, I have to suspend my disbelief that this guy came from Krypton, and he's powered by our sun, and he's Superman, he's got all these superpowers. Okay, but that's the topic of the show. And in the Superman movies, that more or less it. Everybody else, everything else has to abide by the laws of physics and reality. Lex Luthor, he's a genius. That's possible. He came up with a cyborg, or he also created another Superman. All right, you got me so far because it's pulling off of the other super. You got me there. But, oh, well, that person just turned into a ass laser turtle. But the dude has the magical power. Well, that guy's also a robot, and now God comes in. Space Dandy's a perfect example. Space Dandy, you're kind of like, this is a little weird, a little bit Quentin Tarantino-ish. And you think, oh, it's God, and this guy's just going through multiple things, multiple parallel universes. But then in the end, it just gets all fucked up, and there's drugs involved in that. You're like looking at it like, dude, I don't need nightmares looking at the way this anime is drawn. And then they did it in another one where all of a sudden, there's the guy naked. The guy's naked. And they do this in Japanese anime. I've seen it twice now before. I don't need to see it again. And the guy's unit is gone. He's buck naked, but they don't draw the penis. It's just like a flatness. And I'm like, all right. I don't care if that's acceptable in Japanese culture. It's fucked up here. And you've lost me. Now, and then they go through this ethereal thing, and what was it? There was Space Dandy. There was another one where it was kind of like Space Dandy. The guy had a pompadour and he was racing in a space race. That one started violent. Their ship blows up. He's in a race in space. His ship blows up, and him and his co-pilot go past. They win the race because the explosion pushes him past the other guy racing, and his pompadour hair goes across the finish line before him. You're in space. Your ship blew up. How is it you didn't blow up with the ship and just magically were propelled? Way beyond suspension of disbelief. And I'm thinking like, well, if anything goes, then it's, if everyone has superpowers, then nobody's super. If everybody's unique, then nobody's unique. If everybody's racist, then nobody's racist. If everything can go, you don't have a story. And that's probably my main complaint of most anime, is it just shits the bed at the end. Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. Trial, tribulations, it ends. We got the bad guy. Or Spike dies. All right? Kills Vicious. I could follow that. Almost feels like an American directed it. Or they pull from it. The rest of the anime, again, for every one of those Cowboy Bebops, there's 100 that is shit. What is it? Someone wanted me to watch Fall of Titan. Guys, don't recommend any more anime. I had a guy says, oh, you remind me of this character in Fall of Titan. You'd love the anime series. No, I don't. Because all of a sudden the guy loses his legs. He gets eaten by the monster. Then he comes out again? What the fuck? And so I lost interest immediately. Contrast that with a very rare, not a very common anime, Crusher Joe, the movie. There's Crusher Joe, the OVAs, but again, good guys, character establishment, problem, plot, heroic finish in the end. Crusher Joe, the movie, is amazing. Great classical timepiece too. Those early 80s, and it was wonderful. A very good movie. But again, Crusher Joe, Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo. I'll give you this. Afro Samurai, dark, but pretty fucking cool. Anime, I think it was American directors though, because there's a fucking plot. Tell me if I'm wrong. Heavily influenced by America. Those are the rare ones. And the rest of it is schlock. The rest of it is shit. Oh God, and the long ass series like Dragon Ball Z or not Pirates of the Caribbean, One Piece Pirates. Oh, guys, I know you liked it as when you're little kids. That is shit. That is drag on Ball Z. It just, I will kick your ass. No, I will kick yours. Ha ha. Little do you know you will not kick my ass because I will kick your ass. Fucking that shit for 15 minutes and there's 1 minute of an actual fight. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck no. No. So, yeah, I am a huge fan of Cowboy Bebop. That was very influential in my life. But it is not representative of most anime. Most anime fucking sucks. It is shit. We haven't even gotten into everything. There's like this whole genre of high school. And like everyone's in high school. Some guy's a I don't care. Well, yeah, and you gotta understand the Japanese in high school. That's I don't care. I don't care. Everyone's in some black uniform and weird shit. Someone's a witch and this guy has a weapons I don't care. Because it doesn't make sense. It's not worth my time. So yeah, you want good anime? Modern day American anime is pretty good. Archer, well, this is a decade old. Venture Brothers, Black Dynamite, and the American classics are good. And there's some good stuff, Japanese anime, but over 50 years, no more than 10 good animes. And a lot of those animes back from the 70s, it was just novel. It's just unique. You look back at Robotech. Robotech does not hold up to your 10-year-old impression of it. All right, so there you go. Questions, answers. Thank you for that request, by the way. That was an interesting request. I got a small dick and I'm afraid of women, but how do I ask them out? That was not a how do I get the girls question. Thank you. I like being mentally stimulated. We'll see you guys later. Links below. Toodles.